What is this?
It's a trolley.
Trolley. That's right. To do a Hoonah sightseeing and then tribal dance excursion. So Hoonah is, I think, a fairly new stop on the itinerary. Usually these folks go to Skagway, but there's only like 750 people who live in this town, so I guess the cruises kind of use it as like their own personal port to bring in some revenue. Hopefully some revenue for the people of the town as well. And so the next clips or video you'll see will be from the sightseeing tour.
See you there.
As the Hoonah Packing Company, are one of the most successful salmon canneries of all Southeast Alaska. In 1953 until 1999, it operated as a storage facility. We're a seafaring community, so a lot of the fishermen in the area would store their crab pots, their gear, and their boats right here. We have multiple days where both the Joy and the Jewel come in here simultaneously. Did you guys notice any of that really big construction that was going on over near the Joy? The salmon cannery was in operation, and if you lived in Hoonah and worked at the cannery, you actually had to walk through the tunnel, which was a 4x6 doorway that existed right in the middle of this rock face. There was absolutely no way to drive through it. If you worked over there and lived here, you had to take a ferry around, walk over the mountain, and crawl through that little 4x6 doorway. After it closed, the cannery, they blew the whole mountain up, and we still refer to it as the tunnel until now. So you gotta just imagine having to walk through a slimy little hole in a rock to get to work for a gallon of milk, depending on your brands. So with that being said, y'all, at the end of this tour, we do gratefully accept gratuities. You can enjoy yourself, all right? Over here on my left, let's look out here, okay? It's a very open, wide beach. But originally, all of Old Hoonah was built down here, all the way from our Russian Orthodox church just behind us, down to the Presbyterian church we'll be stopping at. All of Old Hoonah was built here, up on pilings. Houses so close to one another, you could reach over, take their salt, season your food, and return it before they ever noticed. And this went on for a while, until June 14th of 1944. We had one of the greatest fires ever occur in Southeast Alaska, happen here on this tiny island. Everything from the Russian Orthodox Church to the next church that we'll be passing had burned for 80% of this town. 350 people were left displaced or homeless. This all started because there was a young woman smoking a fish under her home. So anything you guys would normally do in your backyards, people here would do under their homes. They didn't have that ample amount of space to get around. So she was smoking this fish, a little ember, and jumped from that smoke pile onto one of the tarps wrapping her pilings to keep the smoke in, and her house went up in a matter of seconds. All of her neighbors.
So earlier I said that I thought that the cruise line had a big hand in this town, but I was completely wrong. This town is owned by the Hoonah Tribal Corporation, and it's the only privately owned cruise stop in North America. So all the income is probably going to that corporation, in which many tribe holders have a stakehold. Tribe members have a stakehold. So that's actually pretty cool. I just wanted to clarify.
All right. And now behind here, we have some beautiful scenery. A little dockyard.
So they are 17 miles away from the nearest shore or something like that, he said. It's an island, so they have to get every single thing shipped in, and there's no road, so they have to take seaplanes.
Like Launchpad McDuck.
The tide is completely out, and it leaves behind these flats. And flats are a good place to go clamming. So we're coming up on them building a new totem.
You're welcome to come on in. You can come on in on either side. Take
Either
pictures,
side?
touch it. You'll get good vibes. Okay, no problem.
Hey guys, please gather around.
Please don't leave this side.
Take pictures, especially.
I sure do. I decided. You can't read it? What? You can't read picture books? No, Dave. When they teach you only how to read words? For us, it's called a kutija. We don't call it a totem. That's a Sioux word. It comes from a different nation. But that's what if I told you it was a kutija, you'd say, boy, it sure looks like a totem pole to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so the story on our kutija started at the bottom. And that means that when next time someone tells you you're a low man on a totem pole, tell them thank you. Because that means you're at the foundation of it all. Nothing happens without this down here. So this pole represents the journey of our ancestors, the Tglingit people. Our original homeland is not here, not this village site. It was actually what is now Glacier Bay National Park lands, about 30 miles from us across the water. And so we were forced out of our homelands many years ago. So we don't know for sure when it was, but we think in the 1600s or earlier, the glacier came down through Glacier Bay and crushed our villages and our houses. So we had to evacuate in our canoes. And the Raven people of Hoonah lived out on the coast, and they were washed out of their homeland of Latuya Bay with tsunamis. The tsunamis in Latuya Bay washed from inside the bay out into the ocean, rather than from the ocean ashore. Either way, very devastating. But this is a little different scenario here. So this is what forced us out of our homelands originally, and so then we scattered for many, many years before we settled here. So then you have icebergs, icy straits. When Vancouver came through here in the 1700s, there were thousands of icebergs out there, and he almost lost his ship. And so he called it Icy Straits. But tonight, you don't have to watch the vigil on the bow, okay? There's no more icebergs out there. You're safe. So when this glacier came down through Glacier Bay, it came all the way across Icy Straits and bumped into this island out west of us out here. So you know you're on an island today. Okay, fifth largest island in the United States. Don't try to go around it today, you'll miss your ship. So in order for our ancestors to get into these waters, they had to go under the glacier through an ice tunnel with their canoes at low tide. Where at high tide, this tunnel was covered. And much braver than I waited out west for them to come back. So once we started moving into these inner waters and started settling village sites, we had one small village site down just about where the ship's dock is now. And we used to call that point Duck Point, where there used to be thousands of migratory birds that would gather there. But we were getting sick and dying from the birds. Now we don't know what the illness was, whether it was a foodborne illness or an airborne illness. All we know is the birds were making us sick and we were dying from them. And so a loon woman that lived up in this region said, when I leave, I'll take the sickness with me. So that's the story we're depicting here. And so then, because of the illnesses, we moved our village up the shoreline here about 4 miles and established another village site. And then we had a situation in what we call the year of 2 winters. Early spring, about the time the berry bushes started to leaf out, and in the spring, it started to snow again, and it snowed for another whole year. So we were in deep trouble. We didn't have a season to gather foods. The rivers were frozen. We couldn't get fish. The animals were starving. And then we saw bears go down on the beach and they were digging and eating something. So we went down on the beaches and saw they were digging and eating clams and cockles. That's when we learned we can eat clams and cockles. Well, now scientists have done tree ring samples here and they found 2 years that the trees did not grow here. In 1754 and 1755. 1754 there was a large volcano in the Philippines. 1755 Krakatoa erupted. Now we don't know that that was the year of 2 winters for us because we didn't have calendars. But it fits the oral history timeline that we believe that may have been the year of 2 winters. And then during the year of 2 winters, a young man went out in his canoe down about where the ship is and caught a giant halibut to help feed the village. At the very top will be a man and a woman or the spirit of our ancestors to make things carry on. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here with this. It's all based on oral history. Virtually none of it is written. All done by hand, no power tools, no sandpaper, and so far no glue.
How long does it take you to finish?
There's 2 of us driving on this one, and we've got 5.5 months into it now. We have about 2 weeks to go, and we'll be done.
Wow.
We just have a little bit to finish up there on the ancestors, and I have to replace this peak right here.
Then you paint them.
We'll paint it, but I don't like to use a lot of paint on my totem pole. That's just the personal trouble. We never painted our exterior work with our traditional paint. Our traditional paint was a tempera paint. So we made it with a protein-based binder. So for the protein, we crushed salmon eggs. In Europe, they made tempura paint using the yolk of a chicken egg.
Yeah.
But we didn't have chickens. So, then you crush the salmon eggs, and then if you needed to dilute it, you use saliva. Water doesn't emulsify with the oil of a yolk very well, but saliva will because it has protein in it also.
Interesting.
That's the only way we could really dilute it.
Everybody contributes a
I suppose. Again, depending, we didn't paint the egg, we didn't paint the large things like this or outside because it wouldn't have lasted. Even though they told you that in chemistry.
Okay, gonna do another show and tell haul. This time from Hoonah Icy Straight. First thing I got was, things are falling. First thing I got were these coasters with the tribal, an indigenous design on it. This author, this artist gets paid royalties for this. I thought that was cool. I got some fireweed soap.
Fireweed.
Smells kind of like cinnamon. I wanted to get some of their Devil's Club ointment because it's supposed to be really good for inflammation to give it to my grandmother, but it was $56. So that didn't happen. I got an Alaska sticker for my computer because I put stickers on my computer. I got a little magnet. It looks like it's my head. And I don't know why I got this, I just liked it. It says, advice from a blueberry. It says, advice from a blueberry. Be well-rounded, soak up some sun, find beauty in small things, live a fruitful life, be a good pick. It's okay to be a little blue, make sweet memories. I just thought it was cute. And then, just hit the camera. I got these earrings from my mama. And these were made in Alaska by local people. I just liked, she likes earrings, and I didn't want to get her a shot glass, even though that's what she said to get her, because she likes to collect them. I thought I'd get her something nicer. And then this, which is wrapped so nicely, but I'm gonna take it apart anyway, is a plate that I got from the same store. Ooh, they even put like bubble wrap stuff. And this is a porcelain plate with a tribal design on it. I don't know if I'm gonna give it away or keep it. So that is all that I have gotten. In fact, that's pretty much the end of my souvenirs in general, because we didn't get to get any souvenirs at what was the name of that place?
Hoonah?
No, we were just at Hoonah. Where did we not get souvenirs? Juneau.
Juneau.
Yeah, we didn't get any souvenirs.
Don't you know?
We didn't get any souvenirs from Juneau because our tour basically ended like by the time we needed to be back on the ship. So we kind of made a break for it. And there's nothing in that port either. This is what Paul got. I don't even know what he got. Oh my god, Paul. This is fragile. Oh, that's really nice.
I don't know.
So the Tglingit Tribe, which is the tribe in this area, your family's either an eagle or a raven, and the way they do it is to keep, so you don't get inbreeding, I guess, is if you're a raven, you have to marry an eagle, and if you're an eagle, you have to marry a raven, and the kids are, it's a matrilineal society, so the kids are whatever the mother is. So we went and saw a tribal dance, and they gave us each like little tribe cards, and I'm a raven, and Paul is an eagle. So it works out for us that we can still be together. But our children will be ravens. Because ravens are better. Everyone knows that. Because they're so smart. They didn't tape this or anything, babe?
No. Actually, I asked the lady at the counter, I was like, you guys have tape or something? Because that's going to pretty much fall right off. She's like, no, sorry. And the next thing you know, all the registers were broken.
The register was broken when I was in there, too. And then he got... I didn't even see that. I would have bought that if I saw that. Icy Straight shot glass. And Icy Straight playing cards. I know who these are for.
Don't tell.
I'm not gonna tell.
Don't.
Even though this
spoil
video
the
will definitely
surprise.
come out after you give that to the person.
This video's going to come out in 2021.
Oh look, this is the video. This
I'm a
is the...
Wushkitan.
Mine's in my bag. I couldn't pronounce it though. There was like accents and stuff.
That was my given tribe.
So that is what we bought so far. Our last stop off the boat is Canada, which don't know if we're gonna buy anything from Canada. Maybe.
We might. We've never actually been to Canada.
That's true. Paul, who's behind the camera, which is I keep looking up, Paul will probably buy something from Canada because Paul buys something from everywhere.
And I'm excited to go to Canada.
But I might hit up the ship store because they do have some like Alaska themed stuff, although it's made in China probably. And what I really wanted to do was make sure I found local stuff, especially local tribal stuff. And I think I did a good job with that. Not the best. Better than some, worse than others. So, that's it. See you next time. See you next time. See you later.
See ya.